All right, guys, so I'm on my way to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I'm on my way now to meet up with a couple buddies. There's gonna be 4 of us total. We're gonna ride from here to Arkansas. It'll be about 570 miles today. We leave here, kick stands up at 6 a.m. I'm on my way now, like I said, to meet them. You can see I got my bike packed up, ready to go. So we got a house up there. We're leaving today, we'll come back Saturday. Each day we're gonna take a little ride out, a little adventure ride out to different places. So I'm gonna take you along with this journey with me. You can see we made it to our meetup point. Of course, now it's the downpour. I got rained on actually coming here as well. So since it's dark, we're gonna hold off and let the rain slow down a little bit or wait till it gets daylight. That way we're not riding on the highway and in the dark and hitting puddles we can't see and that kind of thing. So, hey, it's still gonna be a good trip. Just starting out with a bang, that's all. All right, guys, so it's the next day. All right, we didn't get into last night at about 10:30 at night. So we had to ride the pigtail and the Highway 23 in the dark. Very, very sketchy. Had a couple of deer run out in front of us, but we made it here late last night. So we had a little adventure yesterday. So as you saw, when we started out, it was pouring rain. So we waited a little bit till it got daylight, since there's so much water on the road, and the rain died down a little bit. So once we were on the road, so we're probably about 40 minutes into the ride, and we're in a heavy, heavy downpour for probably over 30 minutes or so. So all of a sudden, my check engine light comes on. The bike starts sputtering. So I'm like, are you kidding me? So I rode up to the guy in front. We pulled off the exit, turned the bike off, turned it back on, started back up, went off, got back on the road. About 2 minutes later, it comes back on again, bike sputtering. But luckily I was blessed because we're only about 2 miles from the Indian dealership there in Temple. And a big shout out to the Bell County Motor Works. I'm gonna tell you, this is a major story here. So I took it there. We got there about 7:30 a.m. They don't even open till 10. Employees start coming in about 8:30. I started talking to them about the bike. They actually got me in early. Checked it out. They found water in the air intake. So they thought that was all there was. So they took the water out, got us back on the road. Probably about 2 miles down the road, the check engine light started flashing again and started sputtering. So I told the guys, hey, y'all keep going. I don't want to hold them up anymore. We're already about 3 hours behind. Hey, y'all keep going. So I turned around and went back. You know, it's 10 o'clock now, they're open. They got bikes that's already there, it's been serviced. So they said, hey man, could this be more water got in than we thought, or maybe foul one of the plugs. So it's gonna take them time to figure out what happened to the bike. So they said they probably couldn't get to me till about after lunchtime. So now I'm thinking, man, my trip is done. There's no way I can get this bike fixed. Then they say how to fix it and then get up here in Arkansas. It ended up being like a 13-hour ride for us. So I thought, man, my trip is done just that fast. Well, while I was there, I was talking to some of the employees about my trip. I don't know if you guys know the Grateful Biker. He has Instagram, go check him out. I was talking to him in a parking lot when he came up to work about, hey, a trip and going. I was talking to some employees about it. So once we went back and I found out that it's gonna take a little longer to fix my bike, I believe it was the manager, I apologize, I cannot remember his name. The guy was in charge that day came up to me and asked me, hey, so when are you guys coming back from your trip? And I told him, well, it's supposed to be Saturday. He was like, okay. He walks off. A couple minutes later, he comes back and goes, hey, we're going to give you a bike to ride. We're going to keep yours here. Just come pick it up Saturday. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, who does this? Nobody does this. So a big shout out to him for that. So that being said, we're here. That's the big John Will. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. That's the legend right there. He's the one that got me started with all this motorcycle stuff. This is the house right here that we're in. So you can see, this is what they gave me to ride right here. 2017 Indian Chieftain. So I can get a better look for you. Then we got the Harley there. We got two gold wings right there. So anyway, guys, so I'm gonna try to do some video on this trip, some things we're gonna do, so you guys stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm out here on the back porch with the gang. So we're gonna go around here. So this here's LDK. So LDK, I've known, he's a motor officer with us. He's promoted out now, he's doing bigger and better things right now. So what you think about the trip so far?
So far it's been an adventure.
It has been an adventure.
Got a monsoon, had some mechanical issues.
So tell me about the
pigtail at night.
Yeah, we did. That was sketchy. Not so much the roads, but that the wildlife was ridiculous. So tell me about that deer right in front of us.
Yeah, we had a saddle deer. He was bound and determined to get killed last night.
You probably came at least 4 foot, at least.
I thought it hit the bike.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
And you were right behind me.
I was right behind you. I was like, oh, here we go. Cool. Now y'all remember Cadillac from the Galveston trip. He's back here again with us in the big Arkansas.
Hey, big A.
Hey, what you think, man, so far? I know you said as long as you've been.
This is
far
like the longest route that I've ever been. I've been up in Arkansas once before, but getting to do the back roads and everything made it more joyous. Last time I did all interstate, so I appreciate it that much more. I'm the one that brought in the monsoon. It was
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And by the time we made the meetup point yesterday morning, I was soaked, not drenched, but soaked. But the rest of the way was on through. I've enjoyed it. The scenery, getting up here in Arkansas, though. I heard about this here route called the Pigtail. Heard about it. Figured I was gonna see it during the day.
Yeah.
But I was introduced and initiated into it during the night.
Yeah, we on another level now, big dog.
It's a whole nother level. But well appreciated. Knowing your skills is what sets you off when you ride, especially on an unknown road that you're doing for the first time.
That's it.
And then having a good lead that is leading the way.
We're gonna talk about the lead here in a minute. Yeah. So what you said about what you saying is practice.
It is practice.
Okay.
Practice,
all right.
Practice.
That's where. All right. So here we go. This is the lead right here. This one to kind of put this together a little bit here. Actually, a lot. We talked about it, but he kind of got together. He likes to lead. So this is the corporal that I've been talking about in some of my videos. So he's kind of the, I call him the lead. He's got me started in this thing when I first went to motor. So go ahead then. What's so far about the trip? Then we'll talk about.
Well, this is day 2. We arrived last night. It was supposed to be a 10-hour ride. Nice and comfortable, 500 some odd mile ride, about 10 hours. It actually took us like 17 hours, because of
sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna blame Anchor. I'm gonna blame Cadillac because of the rain. He brought that rain in. He went for that rain, and we must.
Anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. It was a good ride. It was beautiful scenery, but by the end of it, it was nighttime, and we did do the pig trail at night, which is I don't advise anybody to do that. So. But it was fun. Like I said, today's day, this is the first day in country, so first day here in Eureka Springs. We have a lot of rides planned for today. So we're going to cover some miles, and we're going to do. And it's a beautiful day, too.
It is a nice day today.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys waiting for me yesterday, too. Let me see. So these guys yesterday, I caught you guys on what, the second gas stop? The third gas stop? Third gas stop. So I told them go ahead. When I was getting my bike worked on, I didn't want to hold them up anymore. So when I got to the third gas stop, I pulled off, and I was like, man, they're just like their bikes. And damn sure it was. So they waited on me. So that way last night I didn't have to ride all by myself in the dark and all that. So I really appreciate that. So
never leave a man behind.
Yeah, that's it. I was okay. All right. So now we're going to tell you a little story. Remember I told you the corporate here has got me started. So he's going to tell you about when I first came to motors. He ain't had no hope for me, but we'll tell this story here. We're out there practicing.
Yeah, so Sarge got assigned to motors, and he had just recently got his motorcycle license, and he's so I was a trainer over there, and they tasked me with getting him up to speed to take the motor school, because once he passes the motor school, he's certified, and then he can have the position. So he had the position prior to going to motor school, which is kind of backwards. But so they wanted me to bring him up to speed so he can pass motor school. Well, first day we were out there, we were doing cone patterns, a simple, basic 360 and figure 8. And he was going around the figure 8, and he was going a little wide. And I was like, Sarge, you need to lean a little bit. He says, okay, all right. And so he does it again, but he's still doing the exact same thing he did before. He wasn't leaning. Hey, Sarge, and this happened several times. I said, hey, Sarge, you need to lean. He looked at me, I am leaning. And I was like, whoa.
See?
What's the attitude? I just said that, but I was thinking that.
Hey, I thought I had it down, big
Yeah,
guy.
he thought he was dragging knees. And so I said, okay, how about this? Let's do it one more time, and I'll videotape you. He said, all right. So he does it. And I'm telling you, after that happened, how'd you feel you did? Oh, I'm dragging knees. I said, okay, well, look at here. And I showed him the video.
Yeah,
and
shit.
he went from here straight up to about like that. Once he had a visual of what he was doing, then it was a little bit easier for him to go beyond his comfort zone and lean the bike. But from that point on, from being a novice rider who barely leaned his bike to being an instructor that is doing good things with training is night and day.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. So, that being said, we all have to start somewhere, right? We all starting in that same boat. So, keep on at it. Don't give up. Don't be hard on yourself. And you'll get this, but you got to keep putting work in. So, we're going to cut this off. We're going to head out on this ride. Hopefully, I get some good footage for you guys. So, we'll catch you out there on the road. Before heading to the Ozarks Cafe, we stopped at the Christ of the Ozarks. This is the theater where they put on the Passion of the Christ play. We are now headed to the Ozark Cafe in Jasper, Arkansas. It's going to be about an hour and a half ride. Coming around the next curve, we're met with a big truck mid-curve. On Highway 21, we got stuck behind a slow rider that appeared to be very inexperienced, but it was still a great ride. Right after this big curve, the road suddenly turned into a light gravel road without any warning. You can see the corporal checking the traction with his foot. While going around a curve with gravel, I like to be one gear higher. That way there's less torque on the rear tire if throttle is applied. The gravel road continued for about 8 miles, which made things a little hairy, especially since I was on a loaner bike. We finally made it to the Ozark Cafe. After a great lunch, we headed back to the house. All right, so we're back from the ride. Look, we're having the night right there. On the corporal right there. Look at that. Pork chops. We're gonna do some smothered pork chops, right?
Smothered pork chops with rice, yeah.
Smothered pork chop with rice.
Yeah, so not only am I the tour guide,
That's right.
This event, I'm also the personal chef.
He's the chef, see? Hey, we roughing it out here. We're roughing it, look at that. Get a close up on that.
You know, to do it justice, let's get the end product. So this
Okay, yeah, we're gonna show it on stages.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll come back when it's complete.
Okay.
All right, that'll work. We had a great meal that night. All right, guys. So today we're gonna go to Branson, Missouri. We're only about an hour ride from there, so we're gonna go check that out. Never been there before, so this should be a good ride today. I wanted to show you this hill. So this is where we have to come down. It's pretty steep. I don't know if the video does this the justice. We come down this steep hill. Now remember, when we came here the first night, it was dark. So we came in, had to come down this steep hill. Then you have to pull into here. And then you have to bag up the bike down there because it's downhill. So see, guys, that's why it's important to practice your skills, because you never know what you're going to have to do when you're out there on the road. It was a very nice ride to Branson, Missouri. rode down the strip, which was very cool. There was a lot of cool things to see. Before going back to the house, we rode through downtown Eureka Springs and stopped at the Cat House Lounge. We topped off the day with a delicious pasta dish. We're only going to hit a couple spots today so we can get back to the house and get ready for the ride home tomorrow. Our first stop was the Little Golden Gate Bridge. After checking out the bridge, we stopped at the Thorn Crown Chapel. Our last stop of the day was at the Magnetic Spring. We then headed back to the house to pack for the ride home. We were up at 4:30 a.m. packing the bike. This was our last gas stop. I stopped at the Bell County Motor Works to pick up my bike before heading home. This is Dave, the service manager. He got my bike looked at before the shop even opened. And this is Eric, the general sales manager, who gave me the bike to ride on the trip. Now, I want to give another huge shout out to the employees of the Bell County Motor Works Indian and Triumph dealership for truly being a blessing. Without their superior customer service, my experiences and memories I gained from this trip would not have been possible, and I will always be grateful. So now, guys, until next time, you got it. Practice, 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 and ride safe.